tortillas crafted with a poet's ambition. Truth table written with life's intuition. Spices in the air singing sermons of taste. KD Moonchild paints flavors you can't waste. Come to the table, joy in your palm.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I got a guest today. We're going to have some fun. You guys ready? Here she comes.
Hi,
Welcome,
Katie.
Renee.
I see
Hey, everybody.
Dolly and Teresa have already popped in. Good to see you guys. Good to be seen.
I'm going to pop up the overlay, and there they are.
Oh,
Hi, guys.
nice.
Hi, guys. Oh, I love Restream. I have so much fun in here.
Cool. I'll have to check it out if I ever get back around
They
to.
have a free version. So,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tried it out for free first, and the paid version is $20. And it's how you work it is very, very similar to
I was gonna say
StreamYard.
it just from seeing the from the backstage side of it. It looks pretty user friendly.
Oh, it's
So yeah,
super easy.
yeah.
Super easy. And you can add your own stuff up there. And yeah, over here on the side I have different scenes that I can put up. It's a blast. So how is everybody this morning? The ducks quack you up? Good morning,
Dolly,
everybody.
look, my fairy godmother, Rosemary is her name. I call her my fairy godmother. Um, she and her husband have a pool in their backyard, and I believe this is the fourth, if not the fifth year, in a row that they've had a mama duck come along and just kind of take over their backyard. They have some of that, like what's that, like monkey grass or something, that long streams of grass by the pool, and the duck goes in there and lays her eggs, and the little ducklings so it's been this crazy saga for the last 4 or 5 years that these ducks have been coming and laying eggs, and the male duck comes along, and this year apparently there's a couple of male ducks, so we don't know if it's the same female or possibly one of the descendants of the original mama duck, but it's always drama. It's like our very own Animal Planet show in her backyard.
Dolly says the ducks love her neighbor's pool too.
Now, Rosemary's husband is not particularly the biggest fan, as he's her
I'm
pool
sure he's
boy, but
I'm sure
she's
he finds all kinds of things
she's
in the
such a
filter.
softie and an animal person that she gets so worried about them. I think the first time that they weren't, they had to like open the gate so the ducks, mama duck, could get the ducklings out of the backyard, and they like
Yeah.
followed them down to the pond at the end of their at the entrance to their their little neighborhood or whatever. I mean, she goes to the
So
extreme
cute.
for these ducks.
I love to watch ducks following their mama. Chirp, 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 chirp.
Hmm.
They're so cute.
So
Really,
this time
really
of
cute.
year especially, we're on duckling watch right now, and I don't know if she's found any eggs yet or not. We're with the storms coming through, who knows? But
Yeah.
yeah, so we're just kind of waiting. Last night they got well, not last night, the night before, when we got a storm come through, and luckily it didn't come and hit me, but she's like southeast of me, so I think it kind of went there and up to the northeast. But it was a big enough windstorm that it knocked. They have one of those heavy duty um, rocking recliner things with the canopy over top of it, knocked the whole
Yeah.
thing into the pool. So
Oh my goodness.
her husband
Yeah.
had to haul the patio furniture out of the pool.
I have a friend that lives east of me in a little small town, and every once in a while they'll get like hailstorms and stuff that'll come through their valley, and it picks up their trampoline and dumps it in the pool.
Hmm.
you know, those things love to go flying in the wind. I wouldn't have one if it wasn't tied down. You
Yeah,
know,
no, the ones I've seen most recently people doing are they're digging holes in the ground and putting the trampoline,
in the ground.
insetting it into the ground. Yeah.
And that makes sense. I would think you would get hurt a lot less because you're not
I'm not
up
entirely
high off
sure
the
I'm
ground to
keen on
start
the
off
idea
with.
of going and bouncing around like that in general, but but I would definitely feel better if it was not high off the ground for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Or
I
you
think
know what
I think
I've
I've
always
already got enough issues going on in my body that bouncing and flopping, and that just doesn't sound like appealing to me.
besides bruising my nose with my boobs, I was always afraid of getting my legs stuck in between the springs. Not
Right?
on the not on the trampoline at all. It was the
Yeah,
springs that scared me. So
yeah.
stupid.
Well,
So
I
weird.
think they of course
They inch.
they've nowadays they provide things that are more you know we have car seats and seat belts and safety measures now, so
We
it's
all
not
live in them.
exactly, it's not like the hot metal slides that we used to go down,
No, not Jen. Yeah,
onto
see,
onto the concrete sliding
you can tell who the Gen Xers are,
right.
and I'm a boomer.
I know, but I'm not
So
gonna hold that against you.
thank you. For me, it was even worse because my mama was home all the time. Yeah, she cooked and stuff for me, but I couldn't get away with nothing.
Oh no, I'm sure not.
Nothing because my mama was there. But yeah. So, but I was also like in the sixth grade in junior high when all you guys were going through, Gen Xers were doing their thing. So I kind of understood the getting locked out of the house. I was like, go ride your bike.
Hmm.
I wish I had
Yeah.
$1 for every time I was told to go ride my bike.
Well, we
That
had
was
to
always,
stay at
yeah, I
my
get to go
father
do
always
whatever.
worked the night shift, so he slept during the day. So yeah, we were not allowed to be
Yeah,
noisy. So if you wanted
lock
to
you
make,
out.
yeah, well, we weren't locked out because we lived in one of those neighborhoods where I never even had a key to the house I grew up in because the doors were
Yeah.
never locked.
Oh, I get that. National parks, there wasn't any reason to lock your door except
Yeah.
maybe to keep a bear or something out. And we believe me,
Hopefully they haven't evolved enough yet to open doors. So
no, but they do try. They do try. I
oh, it
had
wouldn't surprise me.
on my garage door, we had on the molding on the side of the garage door, we had a piece of the molding that about this big that had gotten ripped off by a bear trying to get in because our garbage, we had to keep the garbage inside the garage. And so the bears couldn't get in it. And yeah, black bear tore a big old piece of molding off of the door trying to get in. So
Yeah.
they will open a
Yeah.
car door. Don't you kid yourself. They can rip a car door open like it's
Oh
tin
yeah,
can.
no. They're
People go
the
in. I watched the
living,
shorts where
breathing
people
jaws of
hide.
life.
Yeah, I watched the shorts where the bear comes around the corner while they're unloading their groceries or whatever at home, and they go in the car and shut the door. I'm going, oh yeah, go in there where the food's at, where the bear's
Right.
gonna go, and shut your door. That ain't gonna stop that bear. He
No.
gonna peel that door right off.
Just give him the snacks and walk away.
Yeah, and he goes camping in Yosemite or Yellowstone. Yellowstone has grizzly bears. Do you think
Mhm.
they're gonna
Mhm.
stay out of your RV if they want to get in there? They just go right through the side of the wall. That ain't gonna stop a grizzly
Not
bear.
gonna stop anybody.
That those particle board and fluff walls that they make RVs out of now, well, it's not even particle board, it's fiberglass and plastic. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. Well, we're here to talk about food, our favorite
Yeah, why
topic,
not?
gang. So let's start out with I went ahead and took the liberty of doing our mindful prompts. So let me go ahead and turn on the camera. So there will be three of us here. Put my books away. These are the books I'm reading. This one, easy read. It's just poetry and pretty pictures. Oh, and I open it up to pretty pictures. But yeah, Beneath her multicolored gossamer headdress beats the heart of a lion, offering strength to the gentle souls in flight. Goes with that.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my favorite artist, Josephine Wall. When I saw that she had a book and it was mainly just poems that go with her illustrations, it was like, oh yeah, I gotta have that.
Yeah.
So anyway, this book, gotta have, because it's not just repeating numbers and stuff, it's all of them.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. I think he stops at, what does he stop at? 999.
Gotcha.
So it's cool. It's really awesome to like just notice a number and then look it up in the book in the message that comes. So it's really good for drop messages. It's a fun one to have. And then everybody's talking about this one. So I don't need to say anymore. This one comes right into today. So we're going to put this aside and use that. First card I got is from the idea space. I got 2 cards. I'm going to make this big. Let's see if I can get this to work right. And juggle around all of us. Because we want. Okay. Helps if I can get my mouse to work. Customize. Nope. We want this. There! Hi! It's from the idea space. Curious now? Wise later. The Philosopher King. I wonder if that was King Solomon. It sounds like something that he would have said.
Yeah.
Focus on your curiosity. Today, deepen your learning around something you find meaningful. Food? Sorry. Silly me. Anyway, and the second one. Science is the belief in the ignorance of experts. Challenge what's accepted. Bring forward an alternative that leads to a better world. By Richard Feynman. I love these.
Yeah, those are nice.
Quit paying attention to all the stupid stuff that is going on right now. And, you know, keep working on you. Because we're all ascending and shifting. And if we don't keep working on us, the inside of us, we're going to be lost as it's happening. It's going to happen for us all, whether you're ready or not.
Yeah.
Because it's
Well,
already
and
happening.
that's
It's
kind
already
of one of
happening.
the reasons that we're talking about this today is because not only have I been in a journey of learning how to
Yes.
adjust my diet to deal with my diabetes, it's also I enjoy doing it, and so I have found that it's such a nice distraction to be able to go in the kitchen and play around and keep my spirits up, keep my energies up, and keep myself
Being
distracted
creative.
from the constant barrage of stuff that's out in the world right now.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just kind of a nice way to
I know for a fact I
utilize
lose my
these
mind
energies.
when I can't be creative. Right now,
Mhm.
my creativity is in my garden. It's killing my body, but I'm tired. It's a good tired
Yeah.
because it's not that kind of tired. It's not my head. Oops, sorry. My head being tired. My
Yeah.
body's tired for a change. And I'm liking that a lot. So I'm thinking, my Medicare Advantage will pay for it. I'm stupid not to join a gym. But then I don't like going to gyms because it's a body market. I'm not into meat.
Yeah.
I used to be when I
Well,
was
and I
younger.
mean,
Yeah.
you can get the exercise just fine out in your backyard. I mean,
Working
that's a
in the
lot of
garden,
exercise right there.
let me tell you, I have to sit down and rest. And, well, it's hot too, and it's going to do nothing but get hotter.
Oh,
So
right. We're in a very weird phase. Usually by this time in Memphis, it is icky hot and humid. Now the humidity with the storms coming through and the rain coming through still, but we're bouncing back down into the mid 70s right now, which is
yeah, that's where
wholly
we were
unusual.
last
I'm not
week.
mad about it. It's just strange.
Oh, and here it's not doesn't like build up to heat and then go down. It's one day it's 65, the next day it's 95, and I'm not exaggerating at all.
I
And
know
then
you're
the next
not.
day it's 103.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's
Because
supposed
we're
to
getting
be
the
a
same
hundred
things. It's like, wait, what?
supposed to be 103 here on Friday. Guess who's not doing shit in her garden this week? All I'm
Right.
doing is watering it and loving it and talking to Gaia as she cares for it because that's too hot for me to carry buckets of soil. I
Mhm.
have about a yard and a half of soil that I have to bring from my front gate all the way down the side of my house and all the way down the halfway down the back of my house by wheelbarrow. I can't get the wheelbarrow all the way down the back. So down the back, I'm carrying it by 5-gallon buckets. And there's where it's killing my back and killing my,
Mhm.
and I don't have a good back anyway. I mean, that's part of
Right,
the
I
reason
have
why I
to be
took a
very
year
careful
off.
of those kinds of projects.
Yeah,
Well, and even just getting up and being standing in the kitchen and moving around in there is beneficial because it gets me up and gets me moving a little bit. It helps, my back gets tired easily, so it
I bet.
tires me out as well, but it's at least some form of movement and exercise that I can do without having to put extra thought into it. So
I have one more thing we're going to pull, and then we're going to dive into Renee and food.
yeah.
Chicken soup sounds amazing. Chicken soup always sounds amazing. That's really
Yeah,
actually
that's
the
one of
only
my
soup I
favorite crock
like.
pot go-tos.
I love chicken soup. I went ahead and pulled us our stone. I'll go ahead and we'll raise this up again so we can see it. Make you and I go away if I can make the thing work right. See, I'm not used to having There we go. We're all here
Now we can
now.
hear you.
We're all here now. I just had to make me little. Sorry. Anyway, it's figuring out which layout doesn't turn off the sound. If I just have it so that it's on my cards all by myself without me down in a corner somewhere, there's no
Weird.
sound. It's crazy, huh? Yeah, I am growing healthy food and edible flowers. So I'm excited. And each day I go out there first thing in the morning to water, and things change so much every day. It's fascinating. I've got a video for you guys coming out. I'll probably do that this afternoon for you guys. Anyway, our stone is the blue topaz, which tells us to be soft and listen. Oh, pretty. I love this card. It has the Mohs hardness scale of 8. It is the sister to Imperial Topaz. Blue shares the message of abundance, But where Imperial reminds you to savor the world around you, Blue wants you to notice the gifts within you. You are, all of us, brimming with insight and intuitive knowing. We are far-seeing and empathic. That is, when we allow ourselves to be and don't bury our inner truths under our self-doubt. Blue Topaz asks you to open the richness of your intuition and lay your dreams, offer glimmers of possible futures, and your stomach knows when the situation is not quite right. There is richness within. Blue Topaz reminds you you don't need a teacher or a textbook. You simply need to be soft and listen.
Nice.
Wow. Sometimes these things, that gave me goosebumps. Shut your mind down a little bit. Hush. I need that a lot. I need to be told that a lot, actually. So let's see. We're all here. We don't need to have this be big anymore. It's going to do it anyway because it was our there. Hi.
There.
Works. So you guys, food.
Yeah.
Renee, first off, where have you been, my sweet friend?
I know I kind of vanished on everybody, didn't I?
You was
Well,
gone for 2 years?
Yeah, just about. It has, because it's been about a year since I had my first eye surgery was a year ago in April, so it's coming up on 2 years. Yeah, I for those who don't know, I've been experiencing just general medical health issues for the last 7 or 8 years, and I'm still I think it's going to be a lifelong quote unquote recovery process. It's just, or just learning the difference in how my body and mind work now compared to prior
Your new
to all
normal?
my surgeries and whatnot. But in about 2.5 years ago is when I got diagnosed with diabetes, and we were having trouble getting my numbers. It's a learning curve thing to try to figure out what affects your sugar numbers and this, that, and the other, and what medications I needed to be on. And one of the medications that they put me on is Jardiance, which I don't know why she did that, because Jardiance is a sulfa-based drug, which is the one drug that I'm allergic to. So that put me in 2023. Yeah, 23. Over Memorial Day weekend, I ended up in the ICU for that weekend because I had a reaction to that Jardiance that sent me into ketoacidosis. And it also had the effect, that in combination with who knows what else, of it causing me to develop cataracts. And they came on so fast. It was less than 3 months from me having my vision to being completely blind. And when I say blind, I mean, it's kind of the best way I've been able to describe it is when you get out of the hot shower and look in the mirror and you've got that complete fog over the mirror. That's what my vision was at that point in time. And so, I mean, I could see movement, I could see bright colors, I could see light. That was it. I was completely blind.
It came on overnight?
Pretty much. I mean, it like I said, it was less than 3 months from the first time I noticed that my vision was going wonky to being unable to see anything. So yeah, I mean, I would literally wake up the next morning and have noticeably, distinctly far less vision than I had the night before. And so it was a little scary, and it caused me to have to
Yeah.
disappear quickly because it just came on so fast. And I couldn't see to do. I mean, Katie will tell you I called her all the time during that time period because that was my one means of being able to reach out. I could see well enough if I had somebody's picture in my phone as their icon or whatever. I could see, I could smush the phone up in my face enough to where I could see to pick out the picture so I could call. But obviously I couldn't text. I couldn't see anything on the computer. I spent the better part of a year just sitting and or laying down. I sang a lot of 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Frosty the
I was
Snowman,
wondering
that
what
was
you did. Talk about
I only know all the words to a few Christmas songs, apparently. So
a
I
lot of
sang
time to
those to
get
myself quite a bit, and me and the good Lord had a few conversations. So
one way to dive deeper and get to know yourself. You don't have any other
right,
choice.
right,
Nobody else
exactly.
to know right
Got
now.
nothing else to do, no way to distract myself. Yeah, exactly. So, but I am very fortunate. I was able to. I'm one of those people that when I get my mind set on something, I'm gonna find a way. And so I was determined that I was going to be uh, figure out how to get and I'm also fortunate in that if I had to have an eye issue, particularly as it relates to diabetes, at least it was cataracts. It was something that's completely reversible.
Not
Versus,
retinopathy.
yeah, not versus glaucoma or my maternal grandmother had macular degeneration because of
My
her
father had
diabetes.
macular
And
degeneration.
so
And I
I'm
had
very
an uncle.
fortunate as to what it was. And so I was able to get in with we have the UT medical school here, and they have an eye ophthalmologist, whatever division of the school. And so I was able to get in with them and got set up with one of the sort of charity clinic groups around here. Like it's one of those doctor's offices where they work with you if you don't have insurance or anything. Like I can go get my medications refilled, get a full doctor's
Public clinic.
visit, blood work, everything for like $25.
Yeah, a
Um,
public clinic. We've got a couple of those.
yeah, and we've got a couple of them, and so
They
one of
don't
them
turn anybody
works
away,
with.
even if you don't even have a penny. They don't
Yeah,
turn you
well,
away.
one of them works with the medical school, and so they worked with me, and we got set up to where I could go it was students that was getting ready to graduate that did my surgeries, but it was all at zero cost to me. So we went. It took a while to get everything set up. I mean, I was literally blind for over a year, and then I had my left eye done in April, and then of last year, and my right eye done in July. I think it was. It was 8 or 9 weeks later. So now I overnight got. I can see. I've always been nearsighted, but so overnight I flipped to being farsighted, and so now I have to have the reading glasses to see anything up close. But otherwise, I don't need. And so that's very strange because I've been wearing glasses since I was, I don't know, 12, 13, something like that.
I'm extremely nearsighted. I've been wearing them glasses since I was 5.
Yeah, yeah,
And I wear contact lenses, but since I wear contact lenses, then now I can't read. So I have to wear readers. So that's why I
yeah.
wear glasses anyway. It's like,
Well, and that's where
okay.
I'm at. I have my
And
readers
now
for.
it's cheaper to get contact lenses. Well, I don't know about right now, but at the time, it was cheaper to get contact lenses than it was to get glasses because the correction is so bad because I've had to wear them for so long.
Yeah.
Glasses.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Dolly,
we
it
started
does
on
take
that
a while
one.
because you kind of have to go through a whole process of meeting one set of students, and then you get referred up to the next set of students, and then you
And
got
then they graduate.
student does their thing, and they bring in the actual the doctor teacher guy, and so yeah, it was a long process, but I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, it was there were so many strange moments, because like the first girl that set everything up with me, her name was Dr. Smith, and she did my left eye surgery. She graduated before my right eye surgery, but she did the first one. She's the one that did all the initial workup and all that sort of thing. Did the surgery. It was so weird to have this person that literally changed my life, and I couldn't see her until after she had done surgery on my eyeball. It's like, oh, hey, look, you look not at all like I thought you would, or something like that. It's just
You
so
don't have
strange
fuzzy
that-
hair at all.
Yeah, I mean, it just. Oh yeah, the health journey. Well, but Dolly, the big part of it was the diabetic diagnosis, and so then I had to learn about what foods, aside from the actual, we know the processed sugar stuff, the one that didn't occur to me, that took me the longest to sort out, was the carbohydrates and how those affect your sugar levels. And so it's been about
And the different
ways
kinds
to
of carbs. The
to
different kinds of
reduce
carbs are huge.
yeah.
Because
So
carbs
it's
are
been
good for
about
you, and
finding
carbs
not
that are
only
good for
those
nothing.
so not only finding those sugar substitutes and those um, food substitutes that you can use. I think the one that got me was, it seems counterintuitive. It didn't occur to me that berries would actually be one of the better things for you. I thought, well, berries are so sweet, but as far as the natural sugars and everything, they are, you can eat a whole bowl full of berries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, all the berries,
Yes.
over eating an apple. It's better for you that way. And that one shocked me. So and then finding stuff that's either they fortunately nowadays they have so many more products that are geared for these things, that are diabetic and keto friendly. So like
Yeah.
bread, I'm able to buy, of course, it costs 2.5 times what a regular loaf of bread costs, but I'm able to at least buy bread if I want to have sandwiches. Hi, Rose Blue. And in the meantime, I found things like egg roll wrappers. I saw something, and of course, YouTube is a fantastic place for all these little ideas. I saw something about some bacon cheeseburger egg rolls, and I'm like, oh, that sounds tasty. So I got to try it, and it worked out so good, because you get the like 20 wrappers in there, so I was able to make up 20 of these little rolls, stick them in the freezer, and I could pull them out and cook them anytime I wanted. So it's I get 4, 5, 6 meals out of it, and so that's kind of where it's come into. And then the other side of it is, I like baking, and I haven't been able to do that for a while, but between just my general health issues, and then the whole, how do I make my chocolate chip cookies if if I can't have sugar? And so it's been a matter of finding those, the
substitutes.
personally, I like the stevia products better than like the monk fruit or whatever. But I found one that I like for baking in particular, that it's a 1-to-1 conversion. You don't have to do any crazy fractions or math to try to figure out, all right, well, if the original recipe calls for 3 cups of this, what does that mean in terms of this?
Yes.
So I like those that I'm able to find where it's a 1-to-1 substitute, and sometimes I'll use like a gluten-free flour because that lessens the carbs and is less expensive. They do have keto flours out there, but they are prohibitively expensive. They're like $12 a pound for that stuff. So that doesn't work out.
Be
But you know,
careful
you
with
got
some of that
as
stuff
far
because
as your ingredient, your add-ins, you have
I was gonna say they
zero
strip
sugar options
so
for your
much out.
chocolate. Hmm?
They strip so much out of the keto free that are be careful with those.
Oh
Just be
yeah, no,
careful
I
with
mean
those.
that
Because
it
a lot of those are very unhealthy because there's a lot of artificial stuff in there.
right. I mean, you do have to be, and that's why I kind of went more along. Tend to go a little bit close, more along with the gluten free stuff because
Yes.
it's a little bit, yeah. Like I said, it's still lower carbs, but I'm able to still play with it a little bit more. And
And if you want to
you
counteract,
know,
if
they've
you
got
want to
those.
bring up, one thing I've learned as a diabetic, if you want to bring up or lower your carb level, you got to bring up your protein level
Hmm.
because it's the proteins that burn those carbs off.
Right.
So, okay, so you had maybe you ate a pancake for breakfast and you really shouldn't have, but you were good. Maybe you put honey on it in your butter. Maybe it's mixed in with your butter. Anyway, you ate wrong in the morning. So for lunch, you have, instead of making the salad with the meat in it, you skip the salad part and you eat all meat
Hmm. Hmm.
because it helps with the chemical breakdown of those carbs that your body is trying to burn off in a hurry. And you don't have the sugars to do that. You don't have the um, insulin in your body to burn
Yeah.
those sugars because you're not producing the insulins because your
Yeah,
body's
as
insulin
far as meat
resistant.
goes, I mean, I do still enjoy my steak and my hamburger and everything, but
Absolutely.
a lot of times I'll do,
As long as it's
well,
lean.
most of the time, if it's the ground meats, I'll use ground turkey instead. And
I like to mix it half and half.
well, I do the ground turkey because it's less expensive. I mean, it's
Way.
way less expensive. I mean,
As a
I
matter
got
of fact,
excited one day. I was wanting a pound of ground beef and went to the store because it said it was on sale for $2.99, and apparently I did not see the fine print that said you had to buy a minimum of 3 pounds to get the price. And I'm like, well, I don't have that much money.
I
I'm
guess,
like,
yeah,
I'm gonna go get
yeah,
the
the two
turkey
pounds I
instead.
came, yeah. I came in here to buy 1 pound. Y'all can have the other two, but you better give me the price.
And Dolly, that's kind of another factor. She's talking about sugar addiction. That's kind of another factor because one of the things I'm working on in therapy right now, I have food issues. You know, I'm a comfort eater, a binge eater, so I'm trying to identify those things and work on them.
As am
And that's
I.
why I like being able to bake with these substitute products because I'm telling you, the stuff they have out there on the market now, if I didn't tell you that that it was sugar free, diabetic friendly, whatever, if I didn't tell you that, you wouldn't know. Because I mean, I've done all the recipes. And I like playing with them. I just go start Googling, different recipes. I did a carrot cake not long ago. Well, I did muffins or cupcakes, whatever. With the cream cheese
Ugh.
frosting and everything. I mean, that turned out so good. It was ridiculous.
Let
And
me show you. I have I'm not sure how this is going to show with us, but there we go. Can you hear us? Yeah. Oh,
yeah, yeah,
there we go.
yeah.
Um,
Well, it's a little small on my screen, but yeah, I
it's
mean,
really small
there's
on
so
mine, but
many
I think
there's so many.
that
So
I
I'm
wanted to
able to
let them
do.
know I have a bunch of handouts that I can, if you want them, send me an email and I will email them to you. This is 28 emergency baking ingredient substitutes. So
Mhm.
you got your batter started and you gonna go get you an egg to put in there and you discover, oh my God, The only egg I have is broken and
Yeah.
it's dry. I can't use it. What do you use? And
Right.
you got your batter all made. You use
Right.
a quarter of a cup of applesauce
Yeah. And
because
again,
it'll
once you
have
get
the
it all
same
mixed
chemical
together and baked,
reaction
you
that
are
the
hard
egg has.
pressed to tell the difference.
You
So that's what
are.
I've been doing, Dolly, is I've been doing baking and make up a huge batch of cookies. I give half of it to my neighbors. They're diabetics as well, and they just moved to the neighborhood 6 or 8 months ago, and I just have taken to them right away. They have just been the best family to move in across the street from me. And so I share half of it and put the other half in the freezer. And then whenever I want a cookie, I've got them in the freezer. I can either take it out, let it thaw, or just zap it in the microwave for a few seconds. And I got my little sweet treat there that helps me curb those particular issues. And I know that it doesn't have the stuff in it that will negatively impact my sugar levels and my numbers and everything. So that's a lot of where this has come into play for me is just because my grandmother was a diabetic. My paternal, well, both of them were, but the paternal one that lived here, um, and I remember her shopping. They just didn't have the products back then that they have available now. So, but I just go, I get this hankering for something, and I go look it up. I pull the recipes, and I'll pull 4 or 5 different recipes for an individual. Like the other day, I stumbled across one. I was looking up. I think I just typed in like just cookie recipes and started flipping through this list that one of the websites had, and stumbled across a banana walnut chocolate chip cookie, and they turned out so good, so good. I got invited to a Mother's Day thing last weekend. So that whole week before, I was in the kitchen. I did those banana walnut chocolate chip cookies. I did a peanut butter and jelly cookie, which I used a no sugar added peanut butter and a no sugar added jelly to as that, in addition to my stevia substitute for the actual sugar. And they've got the stevia available in the granulated, in the brown sugar, and in the confectioner sugar as well. So like I said, with the carrot cake, I did the cream cheese frosting with cream cheese and the stevia confectioner sugar, and you wouldn't know the difference. I promise you wouldn't know the difference, because I've been so pleasantly surprised at how good they have turned out. Same with, like, I did oatmeal cookies and then did the icing for it, and you just had to use a little bit of applesauce instead of oil. That's an option as well. Absolutely. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. I've just kind of been playing in the kitchen and discovering ways to utilize the products that are available now, and be able to make food not only for myself, but to be able to share. And that's allowed me to, since I'm homebound, being disabled now, I don't get to get out a lot. So especially since I've got these newer neighbors, it's allowed me to get out and sort of interact with people even more. I've been here almost 10 years now, and I'm only now getting to know most of the people around me, because I'm like, hey, do you like baked goods? I got a freezer full of stuff. Let me bring you a bag of cookies.
Think of way worse things to get from a neighbor.
Right.
Oh, yummy.
So that's kind of giving me a bit of an inroads. And then we're getting to the good time of the year is my neighbor about 4 houses down has a pear tree, and that pear tree drops pears for months. And they're like, please, please take the pears. So last year I went and got me a couple buckets of pears and made like a pear crisp and a pear muffin. And I just went and had fun with that too. Um, that's a hard one for me too, Dolly, is the chips. Have you tried that thing? I
Me
tried that
too.
onion chip thing. That was actually pretty good. The one where you
It's I
do.
gotta have something when I'm watching television at
Mm,
night. I want something to crunch on.
mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't care what
the
flavor
onion with
it
the
is.
it's like just really thin sliced onion, with and then you put, whatever kind of shredded cheese that you like, a little bit of, like, salt and whatever, maybe like some garlic powder or whatever flavorings that you might like, and just a little bit of olive oil, and bake that off. Just look up the onion chips on your Google. It's trying to it's there's all kinds of people out there that have done. It's been one of those viral things in the last few months, and I tried that, and those came out pretty good as an
Yeah,
alternative. If you
those
like,
the shorts where they're taking real
yeah,
thin slices of different vegetables. They're doing it with zucchini too, and I'm like,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
here we
mm-hmm,
go, because I think I'm going to have a lot of zucchini.
mm-hmm.
My idea with my garden, I am planting according to my bed space. Whatever it produces that I cannot eat and I cannot like dehydrate or can, I'm putting out on my fence for whoever wants it when they walk by. And I will put a big sign there that says free garden food.
Yeah.
I don't care who takes it. You want it? Go for it. You're hungry? Take it. Because there's
Well,
homeless
that's
people
beautiful.
sometimes
I've
will
seen a
walk
lot of
down my street, and of course they're going to need something like that. You know?
yeah. I see a lot of people nowadays starting up those pay what you can chicken egg stands, and kind of like those
Yes,
little neighborhood library nooks that they've got
that's
out
what
there
I was
now. Just do it
thinking I was doing. Or I
as
can put
a little food pantry thing instead.
put a thing out there that says, if you would like to be considered in the harvest of my victory garden, contact me at this email address. And then I want
Yeah,
to have just a Gmail address that is strictly for my victory garden.
yeah,
So when I have set, and when I get where I'm dehydrating the food, I'll send the dehydrated stuff to you guys because that lasts forever and it's lightweight, easy to send. So, I won't guarantee you that it's been through all the health inspections and stuff, but you're all my friends.
Well, apparently none of our food's going to go through that anyway. So,
What health inspections? We don't have health inspectors.
right,
Hey,
USDA, who needs that?
hey, and all the pretty colored food's going to go away because all the dyes have been done away with. And hey,
That
some
doesn't
of that
hurt my
stuff I
feelings,
agree
though.
with.
That I mean, that part doesn't necessarily hurt my feelings because the dyes don't really add anything to it. So,
Nah,
but
they really don't.
I would rather keep the dyes and keep if they're tied in some way with the people who are going to actually inspect our food. Please leave the dyes in there. I'd rather have those. I mean, I feel like what was that? The Jungle, was that the book back in that was written about how they used to have the children and the slave labor or the child labor, and absolutely no oversight whatsoever, and like the particularly in the meat industry, and just
Oh, 1984.
well, yeah, along those lines too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need
Jenny,
this stinking inspector.
so right now,
Apparently not rose blue. According to the delusional world that lives inside of certain orange man's head, we don't need. We just
oh,
don't
what
need
depends on
this.
what his worm tells him.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
that guy too, the worm guy too. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's okay
um,
because
hey, for all we know, that worm that the guy with the worm in his head, that worm might have like gotten contagious. I didn't say that, did I?
no.
Jenny, so Renee is a traveling nurse.
Oh, cool.
And she's a nurse that got burned out from COVID and wanted to do something different. So we did a card reading, and in the middle of the card reading, I told her she needed to travel in the card reading, and she was looking for a job, and she got a call during the reading, so during the live stream, and they offered her a traveling nurse job. She was like, we
Nice.
were all going, whoa.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, and Jenny, that's what I'm talking about. I can the sweeteners I don't particularly like, but these new products that are plant-based, like the stevia
Yeah.
and the monk
And the
fruit,
monk fruit.
I can't. I have a hard time distinguishing them, not
I
only
can
between
tell.
each other, but between actual sugar. Now, the
I've
sweeteners I
tasted
can taste.
one.
But
Yeah.
and,
See,
and that's kind of like the stuff they're doing now. I try not to drink a lot of sodas, but every now and again I do like to have them. But I've been doing the zero sugar ones instead of diet, because the diet ones have that aspartame or whatever.
That's what I drink when I want something carbonated.
Yeah,
There's
so
no
so
sugar.
I get the zero sugar ones because they're typically using the other
This is zero
product.
sugar, 0 calories,
Yeah,
no salt, and they're funny because even on the tab on the top of it, it says "Hi."
yeah. I
On the side it
prefer
says
the
"Fancy New
stevia over the
Year."
monk fruit too, Dolly. The monk fruit just has just a teensy bit of an aftertaste for me.
See,
And then
I
as far,
grew
I
up
also
with.
try to keep my water intake up, but I'm not the.
I'm like Jenny. I grew
We
up with
have
sweet
good water here in Memphis. We're on top of natural aquifers, so we have good water here. I don't have a problem drinking the tap water. I just prefer having flavor to it. So I get those
Oh,
instant drink mixes that are zero sugar, and it's just a little bit of color and
oh yeah.
flavor. And so I use that to make sure I keep my water intake up, because I'll down a whole. I use my I get these Minute Maid zero sugar drinks, and then I keep the bottle and reuse it for my drink mixes. And so this is a 52-ounce bottle, and I'll a lot of times go through 1.5 or 2 of these a day. And so I'm keeping
You're practicing what I preach.
yeah, so
Sometimes
I'm
plastic
doing my
away,
best to
reuse
keep
it.
my water intake up to well, and I'm finding too
No,
that
the plastic, you reusing that bottle.
oh
People will
yeah.
throw that damn bottle away and then they'll go buy a pitcher to make their drinks in. What the?
No, I like the bottle so much better because I'll just
Yeah,
drink
you
out of the
shake it,
bottle.
man,
As
and
a matter of fact, I don't I will recycle them after a few months of using them. I'm like, okay, that one's been around long enough, time to switch them out. But my neighbors buy that brand, so I don't even have to buy a new bottle. I'm just like, hey, before y'all throw those out, can I have a few of them? So
I need to answer.
neighbors' bottles before I'll go out and actually buy myself another one.
You know what, Rose? I need to tell you, I was raised in Arizona. I love hot capsaicin magnesium.
Hooroo!
Not in my buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's so
Stop
big
being so
now.
doo-doo-boo-doo-boo. He's so
Oh, he's
big.
so big now. Oh,
Yes, he
beautiful
is.
baby.
Say hi.
Hi, buddy. Oh, he's
That.
making me miss my little tuxedo tippy girl.
Oh, their attitudes, their person. Okay, you gonna lay there? You can lay there. You can. Okay, he wants to be part of things, so we'll make him a part of things, right? Turn on the third camera.
Oh, I just
Hi,
had my fairy godmother the other day brought me. She was talking about they go to Costco a lot of times, and they'll get the meals, the pre-made stuff at Costco. And she brought me one of their stuffed bell peppers last week. Oh,
oh, yum.
that was so good. It was really good. I hadn't had one in a long time, and it was a beautiful bright red bell pepper. It's
See, I
taken
can
me
eat
a
the red
long
one.
time as an adult to get to where I enjoy things like that. Now, I still don't care for raw onion, but I'll cook with it more and more now. Same with tomatoes and
I love
peppers. I
onions.
don't particularly like them raw, but I will cook with them. And so I try to incorporate a lot more of that kind of stuff into what I'm doing as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rose, to let you
sweet.
know, I love hot food, and green bell peppers I happen to be allergic to. But if I leave them on the vine and let them ripen completely to red, I can eat them just fine.
Isn't
You know,
that
that's the only
weird?
difference between a red bell pepper and a green one is the green one is not ripened completely. It hasn't started to ripen yet.
Where do the yellow and orange, and I think I saw a
That's
purple one the
that's
other day.
that's on the way to getting red. It's just a different level of ripeness.
Okay,
The
but where
ones
did
that are
purple come
different
from?
are the purple ones.
Yeah, where'd those come from?
They're just a hybrid.
Oh, okay.
They're,
I saw that
they
the other day and I went, wait, I've seen green, red, orange, and yellow before, but purple is new on me.
they're a cousin to eggplant. So
Oh,
maybe
interesting.
that's where the
Look,
genetics
they
of
be
the color
playing with
came
this
from.
stuff so much. I was having this conversation with my lovely Miss Phyllis across the street the other day. I said I get so confused trying to buy even apples nowadays. I said when I grew up, you had like maybe 3 or 4 different apples. You had your Granny Smith, your like yellow, your red delicious.
Yellow and red delicious.
That was about it. Now they got a dozen different ones, and I'm like, I found that I have, but the prices are so weird. Like I really like the Honey Crisp. I don't know where they came up with this one, but I really like the Honey
Those are
Crisp.
good.
But the Honey Crisp costs twice as much as like your standard like Gala or Fuji apple. And now I found a hybrid that I'm getting ready to try. That's like a hybrid of the Honey Crisp and a Gala, I think it is, called Cosmic Crisp. I'm like, y'all getting too fancy with the damn apples. I just wanted some apples.
Okay, Jenny says she's got a
Allergy
substitute
to
for allergies
tomato.
for tomatoes. You know,
Oh gosh.
tomatoes, if you have arthritis or any kind of inflammation, you should not eat tomatoes.
Yeah, the acid in it does some stuff, right?
It's no, it's evening nightshade. It's an evening
Uh,
nightshade and it will increase your inflammation. It's literally
gotcha.
because if you
Well,
eat
I
the
know that
leaves
the
off of a
acidity in
potato or a
tomatoes.
tomato, they're poisonous.
I know the acidity in tomatoes can
That's hard on your stomach.
affect some stuff as well, like reflux and
That's hard
things
on your
like that. You
tummy.
have to kind of be.
But for
Yeah,
arthritis,
yeah.
I know
Um,
that the best thing
Hell,
that's
what
helped
would
my
you use
arthritis,
instead of a tomato
the
base?
best thing I did is if I go to eat Italian food or I make Italian food I'm doing the cream sauces instead of tomato sauce.
Yeah, like
Uh,
a cream or a pesto sauce, but
most
yeah, what would
tomatoes
you
that
use
I eat are
instead of
ketchup and
tomato?
salsa. So and
Right.
I won't stop eating those because I can't
I
imagine my
don't know
life
what you
without
would
either
use in
one.
place of tomato.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think is like a pesto. I mean, it's not at all the same flavor profile, but that's the closest thing I can think to. I don't know. I'll have to look into that one, see what I can figure
Yes,
out. I don't know what
Rose.
a substitute for
That's
tomato.
proof that bell peppers are a fruit because that's exactly how fruit ripens. It changes color as it ripens. Tomatoes are a fruit. If they got seeds on the inside, squash is a fruit. If the seeds are on the inside, it's a fruit.
Cotton candy flavored grapes. See, there's another one I've missed. They doing some weird stuff with these.
Texas A&M. Wow. I have always liked Fuji and Gala apples.
I
Well, I
mean,
know where Fuji apples came from.
it's
They came
fruit.
from
I'm not
Japan.
mad about it, but I'm also kind of why do we need a grape that tastes like cotton candy?
Why don't we just have cotton candy?
Shouldn't it taste like a grape?
And I want to know is what did you do to it? How did you alter it scientifically to get that flavor.
You're right. Yeah,
And
you had
odds
to
are
do
it
some
probably doesn't
fiddling with
taste
it.
like it at all. But Texas A&M, they're
Well,
good.
of course, but
Texas A&M
grape and
University is a
banana
good
in
place to go.
particular, to me, whenever you have those artificially flavored grape and banana
I don't like
things,
those.
taste nothing like real grapes or real
I don't eat
bananas.
artificial banana. And I have to be careful. Ever since I had cancer and was on chemotherapy, grape juice and grape flavor. Don't hear me talk a lot about eating grape flavored stuff, and I love it. But
No.
chemotherapy, it has lots of tannin in it, and so anything
Mm.
grape or apple hit my mouth, and it was like sucking on a piece of tin foil. Oh my god, it was
Ugh.
awful. So I lost my
Ollie,
desire.
I'm not a big fan of the Greek yogurt, but they have like keto
Make
yogurts
homemade
that I'll
yogurt.
get sometimes. And I tell you what else they have is the zero sugar whipped creams, like
You
Cool
guys
Whip.
have an Instant
And
Pot. How many of you have an Instant Pot? If you have an Instant Pot, you can make your
I
own
have a
yogurt.
crock
My
pot,
gosh,
but
it's
not an
easy.
instant pot.
I make homemade yogurt in my Instant Pot every couple months. I make a gallon of yogurt at a time. It's unflavored, and I use it for sour cream and everything. It is so good.
Hmm.
And as it ages and the whey starts, because the whey will continue to separate out of it, you end up with cream cheese, y'all. So, if
Cool.
nothing else, get an Instant Pot to make homemade yogurt. It's so easy. It's easy, easy.
I'll put that on my wish list.
Well, I got you covered, girl. I tell you. Yeah, I don't even use my oven anymore. I have a hot plate for a burner for pot if I got to cook something in a pan, and I got my air fryer convection oven. So it's an air fryer plus
Hmm.
it bakes and does rotisserie and all
That's
that.
what I have one of those. Yeah,
And it's made by
my
Instant Pot.
well, I have yeah, I have the air fryer that does all the different
I
stuff,
love
and
that thing. I cook in it
now
every
I
day.
still love my oven. I'm not gonna lie, I do still use my oven quite a bit,
That's,
but if I'm just cooking a meal for me, I tend to go with the microwave
yeah.
and the air
As
fryer.
anybody
Can,
who lives in the heat knows, last thing you want to do is cook something like a roast in your oven half a day.
oh yeah, no, that's all crock pot for me.
So
That's
for
crock pot
me,
stuff right
I
there.
love having that air fryer because I can cook
Yeah, no,
whatever
I
I
love it too.
please in the summertime. Actually, Dolly and I were
Dolly,
talking
they
the other
have
day.
all you gotta do, Dolly, is when whatever shop that you go to, I just get on Walmart or Kroger or wherever you shop at. I know we don't want to shop those places, but you know what? Until conditions change, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Exactly.
But
And everybody
just get
understands that
on
too.
your pull up your app or whatever and type in zero sugar and it'll pull up. It's crazy the different stuff that they've got. Like with the no sugar added peanut butter. Honest to God, until I got to having to look at these things, it never occurred to me that there would be so much extraneous sugar in peanut butter. And to me it does not. I mean, all you're doing is it take it tastes more like peanuts without the sugar in it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
And for that,
why are you
Dolly
putting sugar in it to begin
Dolly
with?
and I have a solution for that we've been using for months now. PB peanut butter. Powdered peanut butter.
Oh,
It's fat
nice.
free.
Yeah.
It's 60
Yeah.
calories for 2 tablespoons. And
Nice. I'll
you
have to look at
can,
that.
because it's
I mean,
powdered, you can put it in
I get the no sugar added
everything. If
stuff.
you love peanut butter, oh, you'll like this stuff because you can put it in your brownies, you can put it in your smoothies, you can make pancakes. I love making pancakes with it. You can put it, if you want to make a Thai sauce out of it, it's peanut butter. It's just powdered and it's
Yeah.
roasted peanuts.
Yeah.
It's called PB, peanut butter. P is in Paul, B is in boy, like peanut butter. Walmart sells it.
Yeah.
I get it a couple
Yeah.
pounds at a time.
I'll have to look at that
I
next
don't buy
time.
regular peanut butter anymore.
Um,
All you have to do is add water to it and you've got peanut butter to put on a bread.
nice.
So, and it goes a lot. It's
Jenny,
lots
yeah, I
cheaper.
do my crock pot year round too. I typically I do a bunch of stuff in the fall. I'll do a pot full of chili. I'll do a stew. I'll do a chicken noodle soup. I'll do a big batch of each one of those in the fall, and eat off of it for a couple of days and put the rest in the freezer. And I have it for another good 6 or 8 months. Katie and I were talking before we started too. One of the things that I have found that I really, really like having is the Rubbermaid Brilliance containers. Um, they keep such a good seal on them that I when I first get home with all my fruit and vegetables and stuff, I wash them and put them in these containers, and they last me so much longer. And same with putting stuff in the freezer. It's got such a good seal on it. It freezer burnt. And so I'm able to keep my because when you do a whole batch of chili or chicken noodle soup or whatever, and you're a single person, that's a friggin' lot of soup or chili or stew. that's a lot to eat. And so, like I said, I'd put it in the freezer and I could eat off of that for 6 or 8
Oh,
months.
yeah. Rose Blue's talking
helps me
about
keep
sardines.
rotating.
Oh, do I like my
Oh, I
kipper
don't
snacks.
enjoy those.
My daddy and I used to just
I
damn
do
near
not.
live
I
on
do
those
not enjoy
things.
those.
But I love fish.
But yeah,
I
that way
love
I'm able to rotate stuff in and out of my freezer and keep my
I'm cuckoo.
keep my menu varied without I'm not having to because you get tired of
Same
eating the
stuff
same
all the
thing over
time.
and over again.
I'm a
Yeah,
little
so it's
crazy.
nice to be able to go, what have I got in the freezer today?
I'm a little crazy. I'll prove it to you. I love anchovies.
That you're what I'm not saying it's a crazy thing. I'm just saying I'm not.
No,
I gotta
lots of
be in
people
a very
think I'm
particular
crazy.
mood
My
to even
favorite
want some
pizza.
tuna
My
fish.
favorite pizza is pepperoni,
Is
black
anchovy.
olive, onion, mushrooms, and double anchovies.
Look, you
Talk
go
about a
for it. That is
salty
just.
pizza.
I
Oh
just
my
don't enjoy it.
God.
My ex-wife liked all that stuff, and I would come home and the stench would be in my house for. I was like, oh.
That's
I'm like, can you
used to
just
like
at
a
least take
pizza
the
guy.
trash out if you're gonna be doing that?
No, I used to have this cat. You guys, you met Willow before he passed away this summer.
Hi,
That's
Dolly.
why he used to love the pizza guy. It just dawned on me.
Oh yeah.
Those anchovies. He'd lay on his
Yeah,
belly.
yeah, you knew what you were ordering.
I love it. Oh, well, you know what? We're over an hour. It goes so fast.
Yeah, it did. You're right. It did go pretty
It's so
quick.
much fun. We have a blast in here. And
Roast blue, and that part of the reason that I've been trying to do more meal prep stuff where I'm able to buy, like, one of the things that I bought this week for I buy groceries once a
same
month,
here.
so I have to
When
plan
I get my
ahead. It's
money,
just the way it works out easiest for me to be able to
yep.
do it. But I ended up
Have a good one,
getting like
Dolly.
cubed up steak, and I'm going to use that to make like Philly cheesesteak egg wraps. And so that way I can get that good tasting meat, and I don't mind spending the money on it because I
You
know
could
I'm going to
stretch
turn
it.
it into, I'm going to be able to stretch it
I
out.
was
And so
so
yeah, that's one of
blessed
the things.
to have a mama who was a depression child. She taught me so much how to make a simple meal out of ketchup and water and shit like that. I can
Oh
make
yeah.
enough biscuits and gravy to eat off of for a week out of 2 hamburger patties, frozen hamburger patties.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the reason I say biscuits and gravy is because I absolutely adore you. Want to give me a breakfast and have me melt
Mm-hmm.
in your lap. Give me biscuits and gravy because I love
Biscuits
them.
and gravy. I
But I'm
hear
a
you.
Southern girl. What do you
Well, this has
expect?
been so much fun. I've enjoyed this. I feel like I didn't even get my oops, excuse me. I hadn't even got my recipe box out to share.
Well, you want to come back
But,
and do it again?
yeah, I mean, all I do is just go find one of a recipe that looks good, and I try it out. I just am using the substitute products the zero sugar chocolate chips or the stevia versions of the brown sugar and the granulated sugar. I'm just swapping that out for the most part. I might have to get me some applesauce though, so since the eggs are still kind of a little, but
right?
that I
I
don't
have
necessarily
dehydrated egg
eat
powder
eggs. I
now.
pretty much just keep them around for the baking, so they really kind of last me a bit
I
longer.
bought dehydrated egg powder. It was like
Yeah, that's an
$17
option as well.
for a pound and a half of that stuff. You know how many dozens of eggs that is for 17 bucks?
Oh, I'm quite
So
a
it's like, yeah, I think
I'm
I'll go
sure,
with
yeah.
powdered eggs for a while.
But yeah, I mean, and all I've been doing, like I said, I get a hankering for some kind of something, and I just go start looking up recipes for it. One of them that I'm looking forward to trying, but I'm gonna have to wait a while because for whatever reason they don't accept EBT for this particular product. I don't know why I got in my head I want to do some ginger
Ooh,
snaps,
I love ginger.
and they do have alternative
Did you try
molasses
Archway?
products that are available. Huh?
Archway brand cookies. They make a really good ginger
Hmm,
snap, and
hmm.
I get those with my snap. I get that ginger snaps. I buy snap.
Well, the thing I'm having trouble finding that's the SNAP benefit is the molasses itself.
Oh, really?
But I have found some sugar or some diabetic friendly or zero sugar type products, but the molasses itself
Good old
is,
fashioned
and
sorghum.
I'd like to get it to be able to use in other things as well.
Did you look at it?
But
Look
they
for it
have some
under
that are like pomegranate based that look like they might be pretty
oh,
good. But there's
yummy.
another one that it's still a plant based thing. It's like Wholesome brand or something. I don't know, but
You're gonna just have to come
you have
back.
to look a little bit harder for some of these products, but it's so much worth it in the end when when I'm able to take something like that and turn it into so many different new things.
Ginger and
I don't
salmon
mind.
soup. Look at this. You know what, Renee? You're
Yeah,
just gonna have to come back. We could do this like
I
on a
know we could
regular
talk about
basis
this
if
all
you
day, couldn't
want.
we?
Let's
Do
You
what
wanna do
now?
this on a semi-regular basis?
Oh
Come
well,
and
yeah,
talk.
we'll have to see.
Talk for a little bit because our food
I only have intermittent internet
right.
access.
Oh,
So, but
and
yeah,
we
we'll holler. We can come up with all
and
kinds of fun stuff to
and
chat
things
about.
are only gonna
You
get
and I can keep
harder.
going forever.
Things are gonna get harder before they get better, so we're gonna need to be knowing more substitutes than we're talking about today even, and we haven't really talked about a whole lot of them. I
No.
showed a bunch. You guys, I wanna let you know, you can either contact me
Well,
through
and
Discord
even just
or
ways.
through my email, and I will send you all those handouts with what I show all those substitutions and spice blends and all
Well,
that. I'll send it to you.
even if even if it's not substitutions, but like you and I have been on our own for quite a while, and we have learned ways to not only stretch what we have available to us, but have tasty alternatives
Absolutely.
and um ways that been able to figure out how to cook for one person and not have it go,
Yeah,
not getting tired of our own damn menus.
exactly. You know what, Jenny? That's how I feel about powdered milk. I had too much of it as a kid. If I can't mix it in with my regular milk, I don't bother. I'll just drink water. Right?
Well, thank you. It was good to see
I'm
everybody and talk
so
to
glad
everybody.
you're here. I got
Yeah,
I'm gonna
nice
send
to be
out the
back
other
again.
side. We do have I'm gonna got a couple more cards here I want you to look at we're gonna look at before we go. Let's pull this down. I had to make room for a kitty. He was laying here.
Priorities, yes.
So anyway, on the back of the one about science experts, this is what I
Mm-hmm.
want you to think about tonight with this one. Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And that's by Madame Marie Curie. What
Nice.
ideas do you find beautiful? That's That's a good one to think about just before you go to bed tonight. And then the other one, which is the one that's curious now, wise later, from the Philosopher King. The other side is I don't study to know more, but to ignore less. And
Huh.
that's by Senor Juan Inez de la Cruz. One cannot know everything, yet one can always learn more. What are you happy knowing? And what do you wish you understood more? And that we will send you guys out on those thoughts,
There you go.
knowing that here it is. I'm going, where's my mouse? Knowing that we're all together, we're gonna thrive because we're all together. We are friends, we are family, and I'm going to end us all. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. And my new subscribers, I love you. Thank you for coming. My regulars, you guys rock. And if you're new here, yeah, we're crazy. It's a fun place. Come back.
And Rose
We'll
Blue,
see.
I have seen you talking about that, and I know that I've had you in my thoughts and in my prayers for you and your family.
Yeah, honey. Baby. Yeah. And I know that's where you want to be, baby. So I'm praying for you, and you have my email address, girl. Okay, Rose? You know where I'm at. I love you guys. I'm
Bye, everybody.
gonna send you out with some music. So, well, we're not ready for that yet. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's not doing it. Can't. Oh, hello.
Night.